Yes, good morning everyone and welcome back to the Football Tribe UG channel. Robert Kesakos is your usual suspect. It's another beautiful Monday morning and it's Heroes Day down in Kampala, Uganda. So happy Heroes Day to you all. Um, Happy Heroes Day to you all. Anyways, welcome back to the channel. We'll be speaking a bit more about the UEFA Nations League. We'll be speaking matters transfers and much more. So join us in this conversation in regards to that and much more that will be coming underway in this particular episode of the Football Tribe. But allow me to do the honors of having our audience tested before we go any further in this broadcasts. Before we go further in this broadcast, because I'm really interested in hearing from most of you in regards to what you may think of Cristiano Ronaldo, who yesterday made history. I mean, he continues to write more history that we do not think is going to be rivaled, at least anytime soon or otherwise. But I think our audios are good. We'll keep this one short. It won't be so long. It will be maybe 25 minutes because it's about 9:35 a.m. So welcome back to the channel. Thank you to all our new community members. Thank you to all our new subscribers. Welcome to the community. We say thank you so much for joining the community. We appreciate you for being with us. Thank you so much. Our colleagues from Indonesia, from India. Yesterday we did have another new community member join us from Indonesia. So that was quite impressive. And yeah, we do appreciate your efforts of supporting the Football Tribe UG channel. But as I can see, we have Sadrine Damot. Sadrine Damot, hello, how are you doing? How is your morning? We have Bhavani. Hi Bhavani, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us this beautiful morning. Where are you joining us from? I'd like to hear from you guys. Where are you joining us from this beautiful morning? Guys, kindly like the channel, like the broadcast, but also subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And I see majority of you are new here. Hi, Bhavan. Kel King. Salam alaikum. Walaikum salam. Thank you so much. Good to have you guys here this morning. It's a beautiful Monday morning. I'd like to know where you guys are joining us from on this beautiful Monday morning. I'm from Argentina. That's Moebeis. I hope I pronounce your name rightly. If I do mispronounce it, please accept my sincere apologies because it's a new name. I may tongue twist a bit as I labor to pronounce it. But thank you so much for joining us from Argentina. What part of Argentina are you joining us from? But good to have you all. Guys, kindly like the broadcast, but more importantly, consider subscribing to the channel if you're new here and support what we do and support my channel, support me to continue growing on this journey of being a broadcaster on YouTube. Welcome to the Football Tribe UG community. And our topic today is Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT. I do not know whether Moebiz will agree since he's an Argentina fan. I would assume definitely he's a Lionel Messi fan. But be that as of it may, welcome back from last night's UEFA Nations League final, a beautiful action that we did witness between Spain and Portugal, which ended in a 2-2 draw. That is after extra time. And then the teams went into penalties and Portugal won the penalty shootout by 5-3. Of course, Alvaro Morata being the culprit that missed the penalty for the part of Spain before Portugal went on all the way to win. At that point, Cristiano Ronaldo had already been withdrawn for Goncalo Ramos due to what was feared to be an injury for the 40-year-old Al Nassr player. So yesterday, again, he wrote more history. He just can't seem to stop doing this. In the semi-finals, he did step up. He scored as they knocked out Germany. in that fixture by 2-1. And then in the finals, he did score to restore parity at the time when Portugal were 2-1 down. So it was a beautiful game overall. I thought at least it was a fair contest by all accounts and measures. Again, Spain were punished by their defensive mistakes or errors or inefficiencies, depending on which way you may see it, but also their their sharpness in front of goal, but also in carrying the ball forward, did help them the other side to put the ball in the back of the net. It was, I think, Ruben Diaz who failed to clear the lines in the 21st minute when the ball was fumbled around the box area before Martin Zubimendi lashed on to it to score in the 21st minute to give Spain the lead. But that lead only lasted just a couple of minutes, just 5 minutes before Nuno Mendes scored the equalizer on the other end in the 26th minute. Again, Spain literally in that moment really ball washed as Nuno Mendes went to his weaker foot, that's the right foot, to fire that shot beyond the reach of Unai Simon in goal, and it was 1-1. And then at the death of the first half, we had Mikel Oyarzabal make a brilliant run. I think again beating Ruben Diaz to go ahead and score. I think yes, to go ahead and score and make it 2-1. That was just prior to halftime. So another brilliant piece of action there from Mikel Oyarzabal, who does seem to turn things up for at the big stage. You remember in the semi-finals as they knocked out France by 5-4, he did provide a burst of assists there. He provided the assist for Mikel Merino's goal and then for Nico Williams' goal. And so yesterday, this time around, he turned goal scorer as he, with Pedri, providing the assist for that goal. So by halftime, it was 2-1, but then in the 61st minute of the second half, that is when we had Cristiano dos Santos Aveiro score his 138th career goal for the national team there to make it 2-2 at the time. 138 goals. I mean, the guy that has scored most of these goals after has scored more than 80 goals since his 30th birthday is quite tremendous and really commendable. He just can't stop writing the records or rewriting the history records when it comes to scoring goals. And then that was his 930th career goal in terms of club and country. So, and he still goes on at the age of 40. Maybe some of us or many of us out there could have been quick to maybe critique him, to say he needs to rest, he needs to retire, maybe Portugal no longer need him, maybe makes them play bad in some segments of the game. And that's true because he's no longer that very athletic, he's no longer very agile, he doesn't really press so much on the ball, he no longer has that athleticism. And it's one to be expected at the age of 40, but at least as he plays while reserving his energy, he knows when to pounce and how to pounce on a moment and score a goal. And in the semi-finals and in the final, he's not really disappointed. So he did help Portugal to their second triumph of the UEFA Nations League there in normal time when it finished at 2-2 after extra time, and then the teams went on to the penalty shootout. For the penalty shootout, it was Goncalo Ramos who scored the first one for Portugal. Then Mikel Merino stepped up for Spain and, buried it. Vitinha came for Portugal, scored Bruno Fernandes, Nuno Mendes, and Ruben Neves is the one that scored the final penalty that confirmed Portugal as winners, while Alex Baena and Isiko scored the other penalties for Spain, while Alvaro Morata missed his attempt that was saved by Diego Costa in goal, as Portugal were for the second time crowned champions of the UEFA Nations League, their first time being in 2019 when they beat Netherlands by 0-0 in the finals to win the inaugural edition of this competition. And yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo once again was part of that. So he has 2 UEFA Nations League titles to his name, as well as a Euro 2016 trophy to his name. By all lips and bounds, measures and accounts, if things go well, we should be seeing him at the FIFA World Cup come 2026, because he is expected to renew his contract with Al Nassr in the Saudi Pro League. He already has an offer of up to 2 years on his table for him to put pen to paper. Those negotiations are still underway between the 40-year-old Portuguese star and the Saudi Pro League club, that is Al Nassr. There had been speculation that he had offers from some clubs to go and feature at the FIFA Club World Cup that kicks off in about 6 days from now. But it looks like he turned those down. He did indeed confirm that he had some offers from several clubs to go and be part of the FIFA Club World Cup, but he did confirm that unfortunately he's chosen to stay away from that competition, and then that means that he won't be part of that inaugural new edition of the FIFA World Cup that is going to have 32 teams played in the United States of America. He was full of praises in the aftermath of the game while speaking about the Spanish youngster Lamine Yamal, who is a contender for the Ballon d'Or. But again, the full-time moments when Portugal won, you could see him in tears, the emotion. And that spoke to what I was saying earlier on, or during the course of the game, for those of you that were with us during the broadcast, because we did do a watch along for the second half, that he's one kind of person that is addicted to winning. He loves to win. He hates it when he loses. Even if it is the tiniest of cup tournaments that he's featuring in, he would want to win. He would want to be part of the winning side. And yesterday he did break down in tears in celebrations for that victory. Excuse me. Anyways, in a post-match interview while speaking about Lamine Yamal, Cristiano said Lamine is going to win a lot of collective and individual titles. He's phenomenal. He will have a long career and he's going to win a lot of Nations Leagues. He's 17. Please leave him alone. I have to ask you to let him be. He has to be calm. That was Cristiano Ronaldo commenting about the youngster, that is Lamine Yamal, only 17 years of age, and yet he's already a contender for the Ballon d'Or. Then Cristiano Ronaldo, he went on to say, you know how old I am already? Obviously, I'm closer to the end than I was at the beginning, but I have to enjoy every moment. I do not get seriously injured. He says, if I do not get seriously injured, I will keep going. For how long can he keep going? Only injuries will tell us. Only time will tell for how long he can keep going. But like I said, we do expect him to be a part of the FIFA World Cup come 2026 there. So there you have it. Is Cristiano Ronaldo the greatest of all time? Again, it's up to you to decide where your opinion lies, whether you believe that or not, or otherwise. I know we all have different opinions when it comes to that. I know who my GOAT is. I know who your GOAT. I know for many of you, he is the GOAT. For others, it's Lionel Messi. For others, it could be Diego Armando Maradona. It could be Pele. It could be Romario. It could be Ronaldo, Nazario Darima. Anybody, whichever you choose. Anyway, that is at that. We'll leave things at that as far as the UEFA Nations League is concerned for now. But congratulations, Team Portugal. Congratulations to all Portuguese fans. Yeah, so let's quickly dash away from that and run into the topic of transfers, because there have been some major updates in as far as transfers are concerned in regards to, player movement here and there, and then the expectations that do lay in the market for different teams and that kind of thing, thing. Really important. But my mom is back with us. Good morning. How are you, my mom? I don't know why you choose that username, but it sort of puts a smile on my face every time I read out your name loud. But good to have you back this morning. Kindly like the broadcast. But it's a pleasure to always have you back. So, impressive stuff there from the UEFA Nations League finals as Portugal won it. But moving away from that, let's kickstart, I think, with some of the movements that we did expect to happen during the course of the weekend, and yet they did not materialize. One of them being, you say I'm good, and I'm also all right. I'm also right. Pleasure to always have you back on the broadcast. But do me the favor and click on that like button on this particular broadcast. So, some of the players we did expect to make moves over the weekend was Victor Osimhen, the Nigerian striker, but unfortunately, he did turn down a move to Al-Hilal, just as much as Theo Hernandez is yet to agree to terms with Al Nassr. Is yet to accept the offer from Al Hilal. So Victor Osimhen turned Al Hilal down. Bruno Fernandes has turned them down. They're waiting for final word from Theo Hernandez. That is yet to come through. I mean, I do not know. I don't know whether it's because the urgency with which Al Hilal needed to do this business in preparations for the FIFA Club World Cup that they are going to be a part of this month, or these players have bigger ambitions beyond going for the money, which is often labeled as it is the ambition for most players that make the switch from Europe to the Saudi Pro League. But it's quite, you do not get to see it every day that three players in the same window turn down the same club. Bruno Fernandes from Man United turned them down, chose to stay at Manchester United. Victor Osimhen has turned them down. They had an agreement in place with Napoli to pay his 75 million euro release clause. He had on table a 40 million euro net pay per season with 5 million in bonuses and all that. Then Theo Hernandez, they did agree a deal with AC Milan for the transfer of Theo Hernandez. That deal believed to be in the region of 30 million euros, but the player is yet to give his green light on whether to make the switch to the Saudi Pro League. So again, that sort of doesn't leave their preparations for the FIFA Club World Cup in a good place, because the transfer window does shut down tomorrow. That's June the 10th. I remember the early opening of the transfer window was for 10 days between June the 1st until June the 10th. And after that, those clubs competing in the FIFA Club World Cup will have to formally register their squads and be part of the competition. While the transfer window will reopen on June the 16th, any players signed by those clubs or by those 32 clubs during the course of the competition cannot be added to their roster. So that's why many of them have been quick to make these deals done and sort of seal them. That's why Manchester City were really, really pushing, as we'll see on the kinds of deals they've been able to complete, although they've yet to be announced. And then that's why Real Madrid opted to pay 10 million euros to Liverpool for Alexander Trent-Arnold, who they would have waited for until June the 30th for his contract to formally expire with Liverpool, and be the free agent that he was joining them. But they chose to pay Liverpool 10 million euros so that the player can be registered as a Real Madrid player to be part of the FIFA Club World Cup. And then Bayern Munich did pay, I think, about 850,000 euros to Bayer Leverkusen to let Jonathan Tah out of his contract so that he can represent Bayern Munich at the same competition. So clearly, that tells you the bit of urgency that these clubs have had to operate with in regards to making players available for that competition. So let's wait and see. Speaking of Manchester City, but before we go to Man City, Victor Osimhen has offers from the likes of Juventus, who fancy to sign him. He has another offer from Galatasaray, where he did spend his last season out on loan, where he did very, very impressively. Because when you score 26 goals in 29 appearances, I think that's a very good return on investment, while providing 5 assists in the process, giving you a goal contribution of up to 31 in 26 games. In 29 games is quite commendable. But he has offers apparently from 3 unnamed Premier League clubs that are interested. So 3 Premier League clubs are interested in Victor Osimhen. Whether they can afford his wages, that's a story that we wait to hear break out or We would really be interested in knowing how that really goes down. But he has a lot of interest from around Europe, from Galatasaray, like I said, from Juventus, among the suitors in Italy, and then in the Premier League, it is reported that he has three suitors there. Anyways, Chelsea have been previously linked with a potential move for him, but were off put by his wage demands and that kind of thing. Do I think he will move to the Premier League? The chances of that happening are, for me, about 80% unlikely, at least for me, from what I do gather. Either he does end up back in Turkey or he stays in Italy. One of the two is likely to happen. If he wants to sort of, for lack of a better word, stick up the middle finger for Napoli, then he could choose to stay in Italy with Juventus or any other team that may choose to sign him. Otherwise, he may end up in Turkey with Galatasaray. Speaking of Turkey, I know we do miss Safa Ali, the Fenerbahce fan, but they are linked with a potential move for Leroy Sané, who they put an offer for him on table in the region of about 10 to 12 million euros in net pay per season to try and sign the 29-year-old German international. So keep your eyes out on that deal as well. It looks like Jose Mourinho wants to get his hands on a couple of pieces of hardware in as far as the transfer window is concerned, and perhaps push Galatasaray for the league title next season. So let's wait and see on that. Moving away from that, let's quickly run to Manchester City because they have completed the medicals for Tijjani Reijnders and Rayan Ait-Nouri. Tijjani Reijnders bound to join Man City from AC Milan in a deal believed to be in the excess of 70 million euros, with about 55 million euros as a guaranteed pay. So he did have his medicals on Sunday, while Rayan Ait-Nouri did complete his medicals on Saturday, pending a move from Wolverhampton Wanderers. That's for the 23-year-old Algeria left back. So Man City remain active in the market. They are trying to close the deal for Brian Checky from Olympic Lyon. Again, they want him to be part of their squad for the FIFA Club World Cup. Remember the likes of Jack Wilshere, Kyle Walker, among others that are yet to be identified. Of course, Kevin De Bruyne, who is a free agent now, will be out of that Man City squad. So they are really trying to add pieces to their board in as far as competing at the FIFA Club World Cup is concerned. So Ryan Checky is one of those other names that they do want to add to the roster. They also want to sign Tino Livramento from Newcastle, but that deal is a little bit complicated, according to Fabrizio Romano, who says negotiations for Tino Livramento to Manchester City are currently complicated and on standby. Newcastle are not reducing their asking price as they want to keep Livramento. Also, impossible to agree on terms in time for the Club World Cup. So it looks like Man City will have to take the back seat. We could be seeing Rico Rios or Matthias Nunes playing at right back predominantly during the course of the FIFA Club World Cup for Manchester City as they wait to see if they can seal a deal for Tino Livramento, who I'm sure Newcastle definitely want to keep. But if he's keen on a move to Manchester City, then it could be bound to happen. It will be interesting for some of these players who the expectation, apparently, as it sounds, is that Pep Guardiola could potentially leave Manchester City at the end of the 2025-2026 season. So it will be really interesting to see, to hear what some of these players agree to prior to their moves to Manchester City, that and more. Anyways, let's run away from there and run into the other news. Job Bellingham to Borussia Dortmund is on for 33 million euros as fixed fees with 5 in expected add-ons. So that deal, apparently, Sunderland will have a 15% sell-on clause in that deal because it's a record sell, of course, for Sunderland, and a huge fee after the initial 20 million euro bid that was rejected. Now, Borussia Dortmund agreed to terms with the player. They made a bid of 20 million euros for Job Bellingham, only 19 years of age. That's for the English midfielder who just helped Sunderland beat Sheffield United by 2-1 in the Championship playoff final to see them, make it to the Premier League for next season. So he's one of those hot talents that was being pursued by three top German clubs, the other two being RB Leipzig and Eintracht Frankfurt. But it looks like he has chosen to follow his brother's footsteps. Most definitely, I get the feeling that Jude Bellingham got onto the phone and told him, brother, look here, if there's any good place for a youngster to really rise to the occasion in the German Bundesliga, then BVB is one of those places. So I urge you to go there. So he chose Borussia Dortmund, and that's where he will be playing his football next season, because the two parties have already agreed to terms on a package worth, 38 million euros for the youngster. So that deal is on really. Then Real Madrid are quoting Gianluigi Donnarumma to try and sign him from PSG. Now, ideally, they would want to wait for his contract to expire, which does expire within 1 year's time, and then he joins them on the free transfer. At the moment, they are negotiating to extend Thibaut Courtois' current contract, which has 1 year left to it. They want to extend it for a further year, so that he runs until June 2027. As things stand, of course, Andre Lunin is also right in there in the pipeline with the team, but at least at the moment, that's what is happening. And then this is some breaking news that we cannot ignore. Cristiano Ronaldo confirms a plan to stay at Al Nassr by signing a new deal. He said, my future, basically nothing is going to change. Staying at Al Nassr, that is a quote there. You have it. Being dropped by Fabrizio Romano just about a minute ago. Really. So good news for Al Nassr, who are going to be in the market looking for a winger. They are interested in Liverpool's Colombian forward, Luis Diaz. We wait to hear, or they are yet to affirm that interest with the bid, but let's wait and see. Liverpool turned down interest from Barcelona for the same player, but let's wait and see if Al Nassr can compel them to sell. And then, of course, Real Madrid did complete the hijacking of that deal for the youngster from Liverpool Plate, only 17 years of age. That's Franco Mastantuano there to Real Madrid, because it's a here we go for the Argentine top talent who will be putting pen to paper on a 6-year deal, in a deal believed to be in the excess of $45 million for the youngster, quite expensively, despite the fact that it will be paid in installments. But the boy was destined for a move to Paris Saint-Germain, but then Real Madrid came in last minute and wooed him away, right in the hands of Paris Saint-Germain. So that speaks to why we keep saying, until a deal is done and you have that player raising the shot, you never say it is good as done, even when everything is agreed between club to club, between a player and the buying club and that kind of thing. It's never done until it is done. Of course, Liverpool are into the final stages of their negotiations with Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen are not backing down on their valuation for Florian Wirtz, which is 150 million euros, approximately about 126 million pounds. They are not backing down on that request. So they did, tell Liverpool that whatever you want to do, make sure you meet our demands to the tune of that fee. And according to the Mail, it says that Liverpool are set to make their final offer worth 118 million pounds, inclusive of add-ons for German attacking midfielder Florian Wirtz. That's the 22-year-old Bayer Leverkusen. After Bayer Leverkusen rejected their last bid of up to 113 million pounds. So, is it too expensive a deal? Yeah, it is too expensive for a 22-year-old who, yes, he's won the German Bundesliga last season, but won at the German Cup. Very good prospect. But if Florian Wirtz is going to command 150 million euros in the transfer market, then how much will it cost for those that want to sign Jamal Musiala from Bayern Munich? Again, that clearly tells you what direction the transfer market will be taking in the future. Then Everton are interested in signing England midfielder Jack Grealish, but any move might have to be a loan deal for the 29-year-old England because of his wages at Manchester City. Again, we spoke about Jack Grealish the other day after we gave you the news that he will be left out of the Manchester City squad for the FIFA Club World Cup, that because of his wages, which is believed to be around £300,000 per week, the clubs that would really want to sign him, he may either have to take a pay cut or he may end up leaving Man City on mere loan. But we do understand Newcastle are interested also in signing him as well. So let's wait and see. But looks like Everton are throwing their hat in the ring as well. Then Real Madrid are to make one last attempt to sign Real Sociedad's 26-year-old midfielder Martin Zubimendi, who is close to joining Arsenal, according to ACE in Spain, in Spanish. Now, we've had this rumor before. It's not going to go away until he either joins Arsenal or any other club that he so wishes. That's for the Spanish midfielder, who did score, by the way, in the UEFA Nations League final against Portugal. Then Arsenal are yet to agree a deal with RB Leipzig for the 22-year-old Slovenian striker Benjamin Sesko. Yes, guys, Benjamin Sesko turned 22 on May 31st. Apologies, I know I've been saying 21 years of age for the last couple of years, but he did turn 22 there. But Arsenal and Bayer Leverkusen, and RB Leipzig are yet to agree terms for the transfer of the young Slovenian striker. Even personal terms are yet to be agreed. But Denmark striker Rasmus Højlund says he is not thinking about leaving Manchester United, despite being linked with a move to Inter Milan. That's according to TalkSport. England midfielder Miles Lewis Kelly, 18 years of age, is set to sign a new deal at Arsenal despite interest from Real Madrid. That's according to Football Insider. While Chelsea's offer of 35 million euros, that's for about 29.5 million pounds for England winger Jamie Gittens, was rejected. We spoke about that yesterday, that Chelsea's bid for Jamie Gittens was turned down, but with Dortmund demanding up to 50 to 60 million euros, which is approximately 42 to 50 million pounds for the 20-year-old, who has already agreed to personal terms with Chelsea on a 6 or 7 year contract there. So again, let's wait and see how this deal really develops in the coming few days, because we do expect it to move really fast, because Chelsea will be moving in they will be moving in with the second bid. I can see Cobra Kid YT says 2 Nations League. Yeah, indeed. That's why we are saying Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT. Thank you for joining us this morning, Cobra Kid YT. Kindly consider liking the broadcast, but also consider subscribing to the channel and support Footballtribe UG and support me here on the channel to continue growing. But thank you so much for that feedback input. Anyways, continuing with matters, Chelsea also did make a bid in the region of 15 to 18 million euros to try and sign 29-year-old AC Milan goalkeeper Mike Maignan. That's from AC Milan. The French goalkeeper has only a year left to his current contract with the Italian giants. Then Verona and Italy defender Diego Coppola, 21 years of age, has interest from Bournemouth and Como this summer. Then we've spoken about Victor Osimhen in regards to him rejecting a move to Al-Hilal. We've spoken about then England midfielder, that's Jordan Sancho, is attracting interest from Al-Hilal, but let's wait and see if he will consider moving to the Saudi Pro League. And then the Italian Football Federation are keen for former Chelsea, Leicester City, and Roma boss Claudio Ranieri to succeed Luciano Spalletti as the Italian national team manager. Remember, Luciano Spalletti over the weekend was shown the exit from the Italian national team, I think after that embarrassing 3-0 defeat at the hands of Norway. So he was shown the exit, and they could be looking to Claudio Ranieri. I think at his age, it would be a good job for him. really, being with the Italian national team. Although he had retired, by the way, and Roma picked him out of retirement, and he salvaged their season because Roma had fired two managers in Daniel De Rossi and Ivan Juric. That is by what? By November. So then they brought him in, and because there were four places from above, there were 4 points above relegation, and he helped them finish fifth on the Italian Serie A table. So he did quite a tremendous job, and I would understand why the Italian national team would really be interested in his services. Then Arsenal are interested in. They are interested in an Italian. There's a young player at Juventus that they are interested in signing, and let's wait on that. Let's wait on that. Yildiz, I think Yildiz. Yes, Yildiz. Anyways, that's it for me. Have yourselves a wonderful day. But thank you, Cobra. Thank you, my mom. Thank you, Kel King. Thank you for Mobiz. Thank you, Bavan. Thank you, Damot. Yes, Damot. Thank you so much. Let's link up later today, perhaps in the night for our late evening broadcast. It's been a pleasure having you. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of the day. Bye-bye.